everybody, welcome back to Eating with V. We are live again, so we're happy to have you back. Tonight we're making an entire meal, which is the first time I've done this. So again, we are live. Anything can happen. We may or may not finish on time. My intention is that we will finish on time. So tonight we are making a sauteed sea bass. We're doing it with a gluten-free flour. And we're going to saute it in the pan. We're going to make you a Gran Mariner Cream sauce. So now we're getting a little gourmet with the gluten and dairy free. We're excited about that. And we're going to do a roasted Brussels sprout. They're spicy with cayenne pepper. They're delicious. We're going to roast them in the oven. And a white sweet potato. So our guests today are excited because they're getting a whole meal. And this is actually the first time I'm going to do a whole meal on here. You know, I've done desserts and I do crepes and little things. But tonight we're doing everything, the whole meal. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to introduce my guests today. We have Anna Jakasevich, one of my excellent best friends for 25 years. And we have Tim Glennon, another one of my excellent best friends for probably 12 years. And we're going to let you guys say why you came here today.
Yeah, that's easy. Free food cooked by me.
Because I know it's going to be delicious, and I love sea bass. Looking forward to it.
Excellent. All right, so we're going to dive right in. The very first thing we're going to do, I've already preheated the oven to 400 degrees, and we are going to go ahead and get the Brussels sprouts started because those are going to take 20 minutes to cook. I put it at 400 and we're going to keep an eye on them. You can do 350, 375 for 25 to 30 minutes, but we're in a like chop chop today to get you out of here. So we're going to go ahead and amp up the volume on the heat and get that going. And what I do is I put olive oil in a spray bottle, makes life really easy. We're going to spray olive oil all over these guys because I like to roast them with olive oil. I love olive oil and coconut oil are my two favorite oils to use. So we just spray, make sure you hit them all really good so that the olive oil soaks in to the Brussels sprouts. And once we have this all over, I'm going to sprinkle them with some cayenne pepper. And then Tim and Anna are going to help us do some other things once we get these guys in the oven. But this is really crucial on the time management thing to get these in the oven because they're going to take a good 20 minutes to cook. And I know these guys are going to want to eat everything together. So we're going to get these done. Everyone knows that has watched any of my videos, you know I'm a fan of cayenne pepper. You do not have to use cayenne pepper if you don't want to. Cayenne pepper is excellent for you. And I love cayenne pepper. I know Tim's doing spicy, Anna does spicy, so
More and more.
we're going to pump up the volume on the cayenne pepper too. But you just sprinkle the cayenne over this. And Jeff, if you can jump in there, they can see it. Got a little cayenne on here. It's going to have a really nice little spice to it. And then we're going to do I use pink Himalayan sea salt, so we're just going to sprinkle them with Himalayan pink sea salt like that. And you can use more or less salt. Doesn't matter to me how much salt. You can use no salt. I use salt. I like Himalayan pink sea salt. And then a little bit of pepper. Notice we don't measure much around here, so I like to make cooking super easy. That's what I'm here for, is to show you that it's not this whole technical scientific thing, that you can create stuff without it being a big project and having to measure every little thing. So now these guys, that's it. You just want to cut them up in advance, half them, really simple. Put your spices on them, put the oil on them, that's it. They go in the oven. So say bye-bye. These guys are going in the oven. Now we're getting on to the good stuff. So I'm going to have Anna and Tim, what we're going to do now is we're going to take the sea bass, we're going to coat it in a gluten-free flour. You can use any gluten-free flour you choose. I switch them up all the time. This one is actually a King Arthur gluten-free flour blend. So you can try that. I don't promote products on this show, but I'm telling you what I'm using actually with this particular recipe. So I'm going to do a cup of this. You're not really going to need a whole cup, but since those of you who like to measure everything, we're probably going to throw some of that out. But you can make more fish. We're only going to make 3 pieces, so if you use a cup, you can do 6 pieces of fish, it will be fine. And now we're going to do the same thing with the flour. We're going to add a little bit of salt. I'm going to have Anna mix this flour up for us. And I add a little bit of cayenne in there because we all know I'm a fan. And then I'm going to do some white pepper in here. That would probably be like a teaspoon. It's not really coming out. Like a teaspoon of white pepper. And then I like to put, because we have really a sweet recipe, so I'm going to put a little bit of organic coconut sugar in there. It kind of sweetens up the flour. So we're going to do a little bit of that. I would say probably like 2 teaspoons. And if you want to. Once that's done, actually Tim, can you crack those eggs and whip them up? We're going to do 2 eggs. You're probably only going to need 1 egg. But if you cook more fish, if you're going to do this, I recommend cooking more fish. We're just doing a small amount for the show. But if you do the 2 eggs, what we're going to do is we're going to do an egg wash, flour the fish, and then we're going to saute it in a pan. I'm going to get that going. And while they're doing that, I'm going to get started on your Gran Mariner cream sauce. And this is super easy. I made this up one day out of nowhere because I remember years ago, I had, and I think it was Cheech had a restaurant in Jensen Beach. It was called Franco's. And you remember that restaurant? Yeah. Oh my. So I went there one time. They made like a grouper Santa Lucia and it had grouper floured, which of course I could never have again, and then, or until now. And they put like Gulf shrimp on top of it that were also floured. And then he put this Gran Mariner cream sauce over the whole thing. And I never forgot it. We're talking 20 years ago, I ate this meal. And I was like, oh. So of course I'm like, can never have that again. Can never have that again? But then all these flours came out. So as you guys know, there's probably 1,000 different gluten-free flours now, cup for cup you can use. So I decided one day, you know what, I really want to try to make that. So I just got a little creative. And what we're going to do is I use a organic canned coconut milk. You can use whichever canned coconut milk you want. But I am going to, don't normally measure stuff, so I'm doing this for you guys. I would say about a cup. Give it about a cup of coconut milk. And then I'm going to do a half a cup of Gran Mariner. And when you go online and you look at Gran Mariner recipes, they put like a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. Like, yeah, no, we're going to do a half a cup of Gran Mariner because the flavor, I don't know if it's the coconut milk that takes the flavor away from it, but it just doesn't have the same flavor. So I kept adding more and more to it till I got to the recipe that I like. And this is so simple. All you have to do is just heat these up and you cook them together. And then we're going to thicken it with an arrowroot powder. That's it. It's really simple. So this is going to start cooking up, sauteing. We're going to heat this up in the pan now. And we're going to have Anna and Tim get started on their job of getting the fish ready to go. All right. And we also need to put a timer on this. We're going to check them in 15 minutes.
So the egg and the flour, or the flour and the egg?
Yeah, we'll do the fish into the egg, flour it. So if you just want to egg them, pass them to Tim. He can flour them, work like a team, and then put the finished product on this plate. We're also going to make a white sweet potato. And what I've done with the white sweet potatoes is I have washed them thoroughly, because you guys have seen my cleaning video, I hope. And we're going to wrap them in a wet paper towel, and then they're going in the microwave for 6 minutes. How's it going over there, guys?
Getting it.
Getting it? You guys have any questions or anything you want to ask? Have you ever had anything like this before?
I have a question.
What's your question?
Could you use coconut on it? Like if you want to, like coconut, the
Sure.
shredded coconut?
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
my God, I love coconut on my fish.
Take some unsweetened coconut milk. We actually made the coconut shrimp on my coconut shrimp video at Anna's house
Like that,
for Easter
right.
this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can get us
That was
creative.
delicious.
Yeah, we had a really, oh my gosh. If you haven't seen the coconut shrimp video, watch it. It's really, really good. We made a mountain of them for Easter this year. It was amazing. So what we did over here was we went ahead and put a white sweet potato in the microwave for 6 minutes, but I wrapped it in a wet paper towel first. So they were cleaned, wrapped in a wet paper towel, and we're going in here. So notice how we're compartmentalizing each step of the process, but I want you to see how the vegetables went in, they're working on this goes in, this pan's heating up, everything, and like we worked all day. You know what I mean? This is a meal that'll be done in 30 minutes, minus a little bit of prep in the beginning, cutting the Brussels sprouts up. So I'm gonna take some coconut oil and I'm just gonna put it in the pan here so that we're ready to fry up that fish. We love coconut oil. All right, so we'll let that heat up. These guys are still going over here. This you need to let cook, like it's gonna come to a boil. You can see it steaming right now. That'll come to a boil. When that comes to a boil, that's when we're going to add the thickener, which is an arrowroot powder. You don't have to add flour. You could add flour if you wanted to, but arrowroot has no taste, you know, so it thickens like a cornstarch without the GMO-ness of a cornstarch, and arrowroot's a really great thickener. I use arrowroot for a lot of things. All right, so you guys are done here? Good to go? Nice. Look at that. So eat your heart out. So this is gluten-free. You know, people think that when you eat gluten-free that it's going to be disgusting and oh my god, flours are bad and the breads are bad. And yeah, you know what, for the most part, like a good chunk of the breads are disgusting. They really are. But there's some good ones out there. You know what I mean? You have to sample to your palate. But this, I mean, we have 2 non-gluten-free folks on the show, and I did that on purpose because I wanted them to tell you all their experience with this, because I eat gluten-free all the time, so I know this flavor and I love it. And but these guys don't. They can eat whatever they want. Lucky for them.
Not really.
Definitely didn't need a cup of flour.
No, we didn't. But normally you'll make more fish than that. So now with the arrowroot, I'd say about a tablespoon and a half. Doesn't really matter because you're going to do it to your thickness. I put in filtered water, and then all we do here is just mix the arrowroot into the water, nice and easy, until it melts super quick. It's just like what a cornstarch would do. It's even better than a flour. Notice it's not chunky or anything. So this is what arrowroot powder does, and it's actually going to thicken this up. So notice that's boiling. And we're going to put that right in there, and it's just going to thicken that sauce. Notice how it just thickened that sauce. Look at that. It thickened it right up. See that? Beautiful. So now I'm going to put just a tiny bit of salt, because I love my pink Himalayan sea salt. It's probably about half a teaspoon. And that brings up the flavor a little bit. It doesn't need any sugar or anything, because the Gran Marnier, when the alcohol cooks out of that, it just leaves that really awesome taste. And we're going to turn that down to a low and just kind of let that sit there and stay warm. And we're going to finish up with this fish real quick. And that's going to be that. Actually, I'm going to use this fork. Tim, you've had sea bass before, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great fish.
I love sea
Oh
bass.
yeah, I love that. That's my favorite fish, actually.
I love sea bass. These guys got to go up a little bit. And the fish will usually fry up super quick, so it's not going to take long once that pan is completely heated up. And look at how nice that sauce is. That's how simple that was.
Delicious.
You haven't had this yet, have you?
Uh-uh.
All it is Gran Marnier and the coconut milk.
Yeah, Gran Mariner canned coconut milk, and then a thickener. A little bit of salt, because the salt will bring it up.
I know.
Easy breezy.
Even I could do that.
Even I can do that. So Tim, tell us about what are some of the things that you like to eat regularly?
Everything.
That doesn't help us. What are some of your favorite things you like to eat?
Oh, like shrimp and scallops and things like that. Lightly breaded on the grill. That's great.
He's a grill guy.
Yeah, grill's good. Steaks, chicken.
So you can do actually you can also do that with scallops, Veronica,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
You
If you
can
wanted to
actually do that with probably everything, yeah, all the seafood,
Yeah.
like shrimp and scallops.
Yep. If you want to flour them, or you could try to coconut them. I think a lot of the trick too is in seasoning the flour too.
How do you think that sauce would taste with chicken? Like a chicken breast?
Probably fantastic. And you can do the same thing. Saute up a chicken with some flour, flour it up and saute it up in a pan. You could put that sauce probably on just about anything. Shrimp, chicken, anything. I don't know if we good on steak, but anything like seafoody
Like seafood
or
and-
chicken,
yeah.
yeah. But look how nice they just fry up. And it's a real light breading. You don't want to like that big thick, coating on stuff. Like when Faith was on the show with the coconut shrimp, you had the coconut shrimp.
Oh,
That light breading.
Yes.
And that's what it's like. It's just a light layer of flour. Nice and easy. And fish doesn't take long to cook at all.
No.
When you're frying it up, it's like just a couple of minutes and it's done. We're going to turn on the light and take a look at, those guys are coming along nicely. I think we might shuffle them around a little bit. Tim says he doesn't like Brussels sprouts, which is okay, because if he doesn't like them, we've lost nothing. But I have a feeling that he's going to like these Brussels sprouts. So we're going to go ahead and have him try them out and see. I love converting people who don't like things and all of a sudden they like them. Actually, it's a pet project of mine, actually. So we're just about halfway through. You want to just go ahead and, check on them, mix them up a little bit. And remember, we have those on a higher heat than I would normally cook them on, but they cook up faster, which is good for this show right now. And then these guys with the fish, you just want to, and you can feel them when you're cooking them. You can feel the crispiness. So when I flip them, you'll see how they're getting like crispy on the outside. That's when you know you're getting close to done, because they get like a nice crispy. And we want to keep that fish nice and tender. We don't want to cook the crap out of it and get it like, dried out.
Yeah.
But the egg and the coating kind of keep it moist too. It keeps it like, really nice. We'll cook that one up after. For our cameraman, Jeff Straw.
Yummy.
Applause for the cameraman.
Yay for Jeff.
You shouldn't have done that. Just in case it's bad filming.
Well, if it's bad filming, they know who you are.
It wasn't, that's what I said. It wasn't me. Anna's holding it.
Nice try. I have to taste because I can't help myself. Oh yeah.
Might need a little more Gran Mariner.
It doesn't need any more Gran Mariner. They say the alcohol cooks out, but whew, I don't know. That's why I like to use more, because then you can really taste it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want a hint of Gran Marnier. I could do orange zest in there. You know what I mean? I want it to taste like Gran Marnier. And you'll see the difference when you taste the fish. And if you don't want to use that much Gran Marnier, please feel free to change your recipe around. Doesn't matter to me. This is how I like mine. I'm just showing you what I do. So what we're going to do now is we are going to pass a piece of fish over to Anna with this beautiful Gran Mariner cream sauce. Oh, look at this. How beautiful. Hold on. Trying to flip it around so our camera can see it. Can you see it in the light? Look at that, how it's moist. It's going to be fabulous. So we have just a few more minutes on the Brussels sprouts. Everything else is done. So you notice that we've really only been filming for, I don't even know, maybe 15 minutes, 16 minutes. So the fun part's going to be sampling all this stuff. What I did was I went ahead and we did do a white baked sweet potato. So we will go ahead and cut this guy up. Look how perfect. 6 minutes in the microwave. Perfect. And we're gonna do my butter. So we're pretty much just gonna cut these guys up so they can try them. If you've never had a white sweet potato, they are amazing. And I love purple sweet potatoes too. Purple sweet potatoes are awesome.
Never heard of them.
Oh, they say the purple sweet potatoes are supposed to be the
The
best.
regular ones. Never white either.
You never had white? Oh, excellent. Nicole had never had white either, so she came over here. We're using my butter, by the way. I have not yet created a video for you guys with the better butter, as Faith so lovingly calls it, the better butter, because I whip my organic, unsalted butter with oils, and it just makes a better butter. So we decided we're calling it better butter. And that's what that looks like, but you'll get that on a whole nother video. All right, we're gonna pull these guys out, and then we're just waiting on your Brussels sprout. So look at this, how fabulous. And now, the best part of the whole thing, we are just going to give it a little Gran Mariner Cream sauce. Perfection in the making. And whatever leftover sauce, I mean, you can always freeze these sauces and use them again. It's not like you have to throw the sauce out. I am a hoarder when it comes to food. Ask anyone who knows me, my cabinets, my freezer, anywhere in this house, I am a food hoarder. I get it, but I love food. So you can take these sauces and you can freeze them, use them again, or refrigerate them, use them in a few days. If you plan on holding it for a while, definitely put it in the freezer. But that's what we've done with that. And then we're almost done with the Brussels sprouts. As a matter of fact, they look done to me. So we're gonna pull these guys out. Fabulous is that. Oops, if we turn that off. You see Brussels sprouts, how lovely. When they start to get a little brown, that's when I like them. If you don't want them browned like that, obviously feel free to take them out sooner, but I like when they get a little bit of crispiness on them like that, because they're really, really good. So now what we're gonna do for our friends right here is we're gonna make this beautiful plate, and we're gonna put some Brussels sprouts on there. Ladies first.
Wow.
Jeff, if you want to climb in there on that plate, let
That
everybody
looks
see
beautiful.
how fabulous that looks. All right, Anna,
Looks
let
yummy.
us know what you think. The moment of truth, when our friends actually try everything. Here we go, Tim.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. I love when people make that face. Yes! Didn't you taste the fish?
No, I started with the Brussels sprouts
Because we know you don't like Brussels sprouts. Let's tell us what you think.
This is delicious.
I could eat those.
You could eat them? You tell us the truth. We're on
Yeah.
This is live. You
Actually,
can tell.
they're good with the olive oil and I might put a little more pepper, cayenne,
Little more
and maybe even some of the white on there might be good
You want a
too.
little white? There.
Yeah, we can-
Hey, this is how this show works. We want to try different stuff. See how you
Yeah.
like the white pepper? You want a little more cayenne?
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. And you can do when you're cooking in your kitchen, you put on there whatever you want. This just gives like a guideline, you know, to try stuff. How's it now? Better?
No, they're good to start with, really.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not a fan.
Perfect.
Mom I'd sit at the table 2 hours so I didn't have to eat them.
We got a breakthrough here, folks. Breakthrough. Tim doesn't eat Brussels sprout, eating these Brussels sprout. Just saying.
Good
Bravo.
stuff.
How's the fish?
Oh, delicious.
Excellent.
Mm.
How is it?
I like the pepper kicking
Yeah.
The white.
You guys want a little bit of water? Yeah. While you guys eat, try out some fish with water.
The best. Love the fish.
Yay! We love that. But you can taste that Gran Mariner, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice.
You can taste the coconut in it too.
From the coconut oil? Perfect. Is it nice and flaky too? Tender?
Beautiful.
Excellent.
Yeah, it just kind of melts.
Look
Tim,
at
you
that.
got to try your white sweet potato on film. We're going to let these guys go pretty soon.
All right, try that too. I've never tried one of these either.
Wow.
Wow.
And the butter kicks in.
I love it.
Isn't that
Gives it
delicious?
that flavor from the butter.
Yeah.
Because that's what you start with your lingonberry butter
Yeah.
too. That's
Yeah.
the beginning of it.
Mhm.
That was really good too though.
Isn't that yummy? But that butter has oils in it. So it's not just butter. It's organic butter and it's unsalted. I put a Himalayan pink sea salt in it and then whip oils into it. Avocado oil, sunflower oil, not coconut oil because I don't want that flavor in the butter, but olive oil. You know, I use grapeseed oil. And you just take like, well, that'll be for another video. But you whip it. Like you just whip butter with whisk beaters. And it's amazing. Like 1
And you
pound.
keep a refrigerator, that's it.
Just keep it in the refrigerator. It's nice
Wow.
and easy. So everybody loves their meal?
Love it.
Yeah, that's excellent. Everything.
Yay!
It's delicious.
Got to try it.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. And we want to thank all of you for joining us live for the show because we all know this is my passion and my dream. And I love sharing this information with you. I love showing you how I make things because you were curious. Now you know. And everybody loved the food. It's exciting. Had some breakthroughs tonight with people who didn't like foods, never tried foods, and look what happened. So be sure to try different things and season them up however you like. If you like it more spicy, add more spices, please. If you don't like spice, leave the spice out. Doesn't matter. But this is just kind of a guideline on how to do it. And we're going to let you guys go for the night. But we want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like my video. Join my YouTube. I have a little YouTube channel. You can join there, see my story. There's other little videos there that might help you out. Different recipes and things you can do. Little quick videos. And then we have our, live show twice a month. So thank you so much for coming out. And I hope you have a great evening. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yay.
Good food.
Delicious.